Alrighty, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. Here we have another London session. Let's get right to action here. So we are seeing now at the beginning of the hour now GJ pushing down here. And with the no wick on the current candle. So let's take a look here. If we can get, GJ coming down here. Can we get a range drawn here? Okay, so this is moving pretty fast here. So we might need to take action very fast if we can get GJ to push down further here. Let me just calculate the range here. So we got about 22 pip range. That's not bad. Again, would be on the smaller end of a range for GJ. Ooh, okay. So look at the current candle with no wick right here. Okay, 15 pips. So GJ buys. This is coming right away. 183. 7. Let's go a little higher here. 183. 740. So again, I'm going to look for buy stops. I'm going to look for GJ to push down further here. Yeah, so as it is right now. So GJ buy stops at 183.740. But again, we're not in this setup right now. Looking to be in the setup, but not right now. I just don't feel like it has stopped its bearish momentum right here. At least maybe for another 5-6 pips. 740 would be right around here. So let's see how that works out. Can we get another push or another close of the candle? Okay, let's see here. Yeah, and I'm not looking for an instant execution. Although, GJ could do that. We see the EMA up a bit up above as well. But are we gonna get a 5-minute close? Below or around the bottom end of the range, or will it just push right back up? Let's see if we can get something here. This could be a credible range here that we can trade. Yeah, so we're looking for a buy stop, but again, it's not active yet. I think I'll find a better way to signify that, it's active. So I'll maybe put a legend here. Maybe if it's still in the black font, it's not active, and when it's blue, it's active. So that's I'll put that. But yes, this is the buy stop we're looking for, but it's not active yet. So I guess I'll change the color of the text to blue if it's active, right? So that's one way I think we can take care of whether it's active or not. But I'm looking for a close here in the next minute for the 5-minute candle, and maybe one push down so we can go ahead and enter the buy stops. So this is not active yet, right? For anybody joining the stream. Okay, so this candle now, the next 5-minute candle, let's see. Will it push down or will it continue up? If we can get one push down here, that would be good, because again, we're playing safe here, right? Are we going to get that push down, or it's going to continue up? Again, it's respecting the range. So even if it does push, all the way back up, it's perfectly fine. We missed the setup, but it's better safe than sorry, right? It is the opening of the hour. Um, there could have been a huge bearish push down. About, again, 80% of the time in our streams, you'll see that I will do a limit order, whether it's a buy stop or a sell stop. But I rather play it safe than not. All right, it seems like this is pushing right back up. Again, the 50-minute candle, it's wicking here now. It's about, what, 10 pips or so. But again, we could get the push down before the closure of the 50-minute just by looking at how the range is set up here. But nonetheless, it can move in either direction, right? But again, we had a setup. We're going to follow our plan. Trade is not yet active. Yeah, we could get that push. So the 15-minute candle, I guess, will be more clear for us, on how it closes. The 5-minute just is not giving us that satisfaction right now to see how, can this play, the buy stops still play out, or have we missed this move? Yeah, we just have to wait. Again, this is a part of the trading culture, or part of the trading psychology here, that patience pays, right? So we have to be patient here. And see how this 5 and 50-minute candle closes. Can certainly push down. Now the only thing is, now if this fills this non-wick right here, if the next candle fills this up and pushes straight down, then we could continue the bearish momentum downwards, right? So then I would not even execute buy stops, but it's good to be patient, right at the opening of the hour. And it's very close to the London opening. So let's just be patient here. All right, so we're about to, get a closure of the current 50-minute candle. Although, again, let's just say if we had taken the instant execution here, we would have been up maybe, what, 8-9 pips. But the certainty of that, of GJ pushing right back down, we wouldn't, be clear of. So it's okay. I'm happy with just waiting it out. Let's look at the 30-minute here. Yeah, so I mean, it can still come down and give it a push. You can see that the 1-hour EMA had been tapped here at the opening. So it can certainly come back up. But will it give us a push down before it comes back up? Or, it's, the wick portion is, has solidified that it has tapped the bottom end. So let's see how the new 50-minute candle opens and develops here for us to either remove even this idea of buy stops, or could it still be a potential setup? All right, so it seems like GJ is pushing back up to fill the non-wick candle. Do I only trade London sessions? So again, I am a full-time day trader, so I trade, London and New York session, but I'm only streaming, these YouTube live streams. I'm only streaming the London sessions for now, right? So I do plan on opening up New York session streams for an exclusive group that I may launch by the end of the month or next month. But for now, yes, I'm only going to be streaming London sessions. Okay, so GJ came right back up. And you can see that it, faked out the EMA. So the range was accurate. No denying that. But we played it safe and avoided maybe a bearish push down before we can execute. So again, this is a part of trading. So again, we had the idea, but it did not present itself according to our plan. But again, we did not enter anything. So no loss there, but more safety, right? Also, USD CAD. Let's see on different time frames here. You can see that it's about to tap a lot of different EMAs here. There's a 15 and 30 here as well. So let's see how USD CAD progresses. So now it's tapping the 5-minute EMA. I like the idea that GJ can push down here, right? But taking the entry at the middle of the range is not something that's favorable for us, right? So if GJ does come to the top end of this range, I will look to maybe take some sells here, right? Depending on how GJ is moving. Let's see if, so there's a 15-minute EMA and a 30-minute EMA above the price. So we can certainly see GJ come back up here, maybe tap the top end, and maybe, we go for sells. So I'm open for that idea, but again, nothing yet. So I'll just push this to the side for now, so it's not invisible sight because we don't need it right now. But as things develop, we will, potentially bring it back. That idea of, GJ coming down to the bottom end of the range and slightly below, so we can, get our buy stops entered, and then GJ coming back, to the top end of the range, so we can get, that, not only that execution in, but that take profit as well. So just have to be patient here. And if you guys joined us yesterday, we had a nice setup yesterday for GJ after our initial loss, right? And if we go back and see what had transpired um, with GJ, we had a small, stop loss set to trigger, GJ to reverse. Didn't play out perfectly, but we came back with a 3 TP target and it played its course. And we got, the full 3 TP playing out right, perfectly and getting the win. Alrighty. So you can see GJ came back to fill up this wick. Now there are 15 and 30-minute EMAs above the price. Could we see, it push back up and then, we can go for sells? We're going to have to wait and see. But the range was respected nonetheless. All right. So we'll see how the 30-minute closes here. All right. So still moving slow. All right, so tapping the EMA here. All right, here's the push down. So I was thinking maybe if it does tap over here, we can go for these sells, but it's not ready yet for that move. So we will be patient and see GJ coming down here. And again, it may form a small range within the range, right? But again, this is a typically small range for GJ. All right, 3 minutes left before the 30-minute candle closure. You could see how like it was all a wick on the 30-minute as well, but we may not get that push down. You could see it's rejecting the 1 hour EMA to the downside. All right, so it's rejecting the 1 hour here. Hmm. All right, so 30-minute candle has opened. And we can get the push down. All right, let's get the push down. So we're just going to be patient here. Nothing rushed. All right, so we see that GJ is stuck in between the 1 hour EMA here, and potentially it could push down here. Let's see if we can get that push. CSD CAD here as well. So let's see. Let's look at this range for USD CAD. Okay, so on the 1 hour, yeah. Okay, so right here, we have something, as you can see on the 1 hour, is just merely a wick. And we're looking at something along the lines of this. It's for USD CAD. Alrighty, okay. So we could see GJ pushing down here. So we can see as GJ is coming down, USD CAD is pushing up. The 30-minute EMA is up here. So we could look for two setups here for USD CAD sells around this zone. And we can look for GJ buys, around this zone here, right? But again, we're about 20 minutes from London opening. So we're going to have to be patient here and wait to get, the price to move to our target zone for either pair. Let me just measure the range here. So yeah, 16, 17 pips, right? Let me just look what's above it. There is an hour EMA. See, there's the hour EMA as well, and then there's a 2-hour EMA. 4 hours much above as well. Okay. Right, so that reduces my certainty for USD CAD. But we'll look to see how each pair moves. But GJ is the focus right now. Can we get that push? Alrighty. Still not much. Let's look at some of the fundamental events today. Right here, so we have currently, nothing for London session, all the way until New York opening. Right, we got some Euro high impact news, the monetary policy rates, and then half an hour after New York opening, we have, of course, a lot of red folder events here. We got the PPI, unemployment claims. So a lot of, high impact news right after New York opening. So that may be a, time not to have any setups potentially because it, slippage and fake outs can, really appear in large amount of pips. We had that for GJ yesterday. Where was that big push down right here? Where they get right here, right? So before our 3 TP target, we had this big push down on GJ due to news here. Let's look at how many pips that was. Again, yeah, 50. This is a 50-minute candle, 55 pips. And continue the push down as well here. But again, that was yesterday. Today we have not much on the table as far as high ticket or red folder fundamental events for GP or JPY. USD CAD again is approaching the EMA here for the 30-minute EMA. Let's see GJ here. Okay, so it seems to be, rejecting the EMA here. 1 hour, again, if you can push down, we may see it closer to London opening. And again, where it's not far off, but maybe, in the last few minutes prior to London opening. Yeah, USD CAD, there's been a lot of fundamental events or red folder events for USD CAD, for either pair, USD or for CAD this week. We had USD yesterday. We have it again. We had this morning. We have it again today. We had a few ranges here that were decent enough to start the week. So this is Monday, Tuesday here, this range. Then we entered this range after this breakout here. Tuesday leaning into Wednesday here. And then, yeah, it's been a little choppy here for USD CAD. And you can see again, it's not really following here. And GJ seems to be pushing up. So we're just going to wait out here. Again, this is the new 50-minute candle. Okay, so we're getting that push from GJ here. So, to tap the 30-minute and 50-minute EMA. So what would this be now? So it's going to be, the 1-to-1, 2-to-2 right here. And then we're getting the third tap. Can we get the complete push down? All right, so do we have any EMAs above? We have the 2-hour EMA above and the 4-hour, right? So it's getting a little more trickier because we're entering London session or London opening very soon. And so this bottom end can become risky if we don't get enough certainty from GJ to reject here. So let's say the 50-minute candle closes somewhere in this region, right near the 50-minute and 30-minute EMA. With London opening, it could do a huge push, right? It can come up here, do a huge push. Let me just see where the 2-hour EMA is. Because 2 hours, sorry, the 4-hour. Yeah, so it can come and push to tap the 4-hour, maybe then potentially come back down, right? So we don't want to get trapped in that, right? Let's just say GJ does come above this range right here, and we're still, prior to London opening. Prior to London opening, we set our sell stops here, and before London opening, it comes back down, gets our sell stops activated, and then London opening pushes it all the way up, right? So we don't want to get trapped in that. So I was looking ideally for, this setup right here. I did not want to do instant execution. We would have won this trade, obviously, as you can see. But for the time being, let's be a little bit patient and see if we can get a setup coming up soon. So about 10 minutes or so away from London opening. Okay, so it should be right around the 1-hour EMA right here. You can see it's just stuck here right now. And USD CAD. Yeah, USD CAD is still, consolidating in this small zone. So both prices are moving fairly, evenly, in between, stuck in between the range. Okay, we can see maybe a GJ push down in the last, few minutes prior to London opening. But I'm gonna make, my decision to see if I'm gonna enter prior to London opening or not. It did stop us out yesterday, so don't want that happening again. And again, I'd rather play safe than play risky, right? All right, let's see if we're going to have to wait until after London opening. So the next few minutes could show us some movement, some optimism if we get the price moving into our target zone where a potential buy stop or sell stop can be entered and possibly activated, after London opening. But let's see. Okay, here we're getting some push. Okay. As I was talking about, we may get some of the push happening prior to London opening. Let's see if that continues. Okay. All right, so we still have one more 5-minute candle prior to London opening. So let's see. Again, looking for price to come down somewhere right here, just below this, our last wick that was in this area. And then, activate our buy stops and push up. That'd be great for us to execute. And it seems like price is pushing. We got about 1 minute left before London opening. Let's look at USD CAD. So USD CAD is now again not doing much at the moment, but GJ is definitely giving a push. Let's see here. Okay, last 5-minute candle just opened before London opening. Okay, no wick on the current 5-minute candle, but certainly pushing down now. Okay, it is pushing again. I'm not certain if I want to enter, a few minutes prior to London opening. So let's see if it does enough of a push down. We may. But at this point, I think it's more favorable just to wait so we don't get volume, against us in any fashion. Okay, so let's just keep an eye on this. We have about 4 minutes left till London opening. So I think, yeah, I probably will wait for London opening now because again, it's, getting back into the middle of this range, um, not giving us enough conviction. So London volume could kind of push it down, and then maybe we go ahead and set our buy stops. But let's just wait another 3-4 minutes, and we'll see how price, where price is at that point. Okay, we got the London opening push potentially. These two cats, that's coming down as well. All right, here it comes. Okay, it's coming down. No wick on the current candle. Need a little bit more of a drag here. All right. Could be a big push here. Let's see. USD CAD is coming up. All right, so we're getting to, again, no buy stops yet. We're going to wait for price to reach below at least, 4 to 5 pips. Somewhere along the, 690, 700 zone. And what's going to happen is I'm going to start changing the color of the text here. Right? So it's going to be blue if they're activated, meaning that they're at least entered into, the platform, whether you use MT4, MT5, C Trader, or something else. I'll change the color to blue. There is, there's no wick on the current candle for London opening, but again, I'm trying to see if it can push down further. Still not, certain that we can get this move to complete. Needed to push down further here, just because of the timing of where the price is right now. right? So certain times, again, instant execution may be a possibility, but other times it's not the best outcome if we go ahead and instantly execute, as we could be stopped out. Of course, when it did reach here, right when I started streaming, you can see that we could have caught 19 pips, but it wasn't, the right, incidents for me personally. So I left that trade, but the range worked out to be beautiful here, right? So came right to the top, but not getting that, pushed down further here. I did assume that the London opening could bring it further, and that's where we have more assertiveness and more confidence in setting the buy stops. It could still come down here. It's not a far off move here. About 4 pips to the bottom end and potentially, 8-9 pips down. Look at the 1 hour here. USD CAD is coming up. For all we know, GJ can definitely, give it a push down all the way through. So that's why we want to be safe in this trade. All right, so it's reaching the bottom end of the range now, but not dragging it further. Definitely could see, London, the current candle pushing down further. Could definitely see that. Especially if the current 5-minute candle closes, the engulfing part closes below right here. All right, so we're going to get a closure of the first 5 minutes into London opening. Looking for that push down before we can go ahead and set some stops here. All right, here comes the next candle. So it seems to be, again, respecting this, bottom end and not pushing past it. But I need a little bit of movement, below for me to stay confident in this trade. But if it doesn't do that, it's fine as well. I mean, again, it's better to stay safe than, it being unfortunate that we had an instant execution and, it just stopped us outright. Yeah, so USD CAD is, definitely pushing up. GJ could definitely come down here, but again, we need a little bit more of certainty here. Just to show you guys the larger range, which I had mentioned to you guys yesterday as well, and over the course of the full week, and even into last week, We got the 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and then the third touch did happen, even though we had this big, pullback here. Got the push up, and now you can see the move continuing down. But again, could we see GJ come up here a little bit here as well, and then come down, right? But this is a large range. Again, for the streams, I do not, really do much of higher time frame analysis. I will show you guys time to time, but we're trying to catch smaller range movements here, which can be fulfilled within the given session, which is again the London session that I stream. And once you start applying, strategy on smaller ranges, you can definitely catch the larger ranges. And some of them might be swing trades, holding on, to more than more than one day, holding the trade, onto the next day or 2 days and so forth. All right. So we still have about 2 minutes left to close off another 5-minute candle, but it's right around the bottom end of the range. We need a little bit more certainty. Okay, thank you for this video. I've never known how to trade ranges during CPI week. Yes. But again, the ranges that I show you guys, this is not just for a given week, right? This is all throughout. This has been going on. I mean, I've been trading, the ranges once I understood the edge in the system and understood which ranges apply. You can use this range at any given time, right? You can even back test it and see for yourself. This has been going on and on. It's something that the market repeats over and over and over again. Alrighty, so it did reach the bottom end again, but not enough for me to set the buy stops, because I'm not sure, because again, the next candle can just push it straight down. We don't want to be stopped out. And I'd rather be patient. And this is just good discipline. You can see here, even when it did reach here, we had the idea of the buy stops here instead of the instant execution. Even though the trade did go, pretty much to our TP, there's no reaction on that, right? Because again, we'll get more moves. It will come. And we are sure that we rather trade safe than keep the risk high for a potential stop out, right? We don't want that. Now the current candle again, no wick. It's pushing down past, our target zone. If we get a little bit more of a push, I'll be, ready to set the buy stops. I still need a bigger push here, somewhere down in this area. So our 740 would be right here. So price is around what, 3 pips? I think 4 or 5 pips would be convenient here. Again, we do have a 50-minute candle closure in the next 4 minutes. Can we get that push from GJ? So again, once I do enter these buy stops, I will turn the font to blue. And I guess I'll do that for, the next streams as well. So just keep it, a similar pattern. But GJ is not giving me that indication right now, right? So even if, let's say, for example, I did set we did instantly execute here. You could see that the bearish momentum could continue on to the next candle, and we would be in drawdown almost, right after that big push. So we don't want that. We want to avoid that. We want to set our buy stops, but because we're scalping and we're scalping smaller ranges, we want to set the buy stops near where the price, drops below or above. If it's above, then we're going to set sell stops, but we're going to set it nearby because the range is still being respected. So for prices, that appear near or come to the bottom end or top end of the range, we want to set these stops, right? But sell stops or buy stops. Now, yes, about 20 to 25% of the time, I will do instant execution. So it's, entry without any stops or limit orders. But again, those ones, happen here and there, right? They're not always going to be exact. There may be, some of them might have a little bit of a wick. But those will come from time to time. But it's always good practice when you can set limit orders and then go ahead and execute. Let the price come to, the buy stop or sell stop, and then let it run, right? So we get a little breathing room when the price falls below or above our stops, and we let the price come back, and then, for it to go to our direction. We need that little breathing room. So right here, I did not get enough of breathing room because we would pretty much be kind of instantly executed here if we did sell buy stops. And because of spread, again, for me, my account, I have a low spread account, so it's under 1 pip. For GJ, so 0.9 to 1 pips, or 1.1 sometimes, but not everybody has that case scenario. So because, again, I'm streaming for everybody here, I'm trying to give a little bit more breathing room before I can go ahead and execute. Now we got 1 minute left till the 50-minute candle closes. Now, can we look for one more push? Or, will it just push all the way up? Okay, great question. So do I have a plan which tells me when to use market execution, or is it based on experience? So again, based on experience, based on the timing, right? So if I were to see something like an instant execution, but London opening was approaching, I'm probably not going to do that because, again, I could be stopped out. Sometimes there's EMA taps at the bottom end or top end of the range, which add an extra confluence of certainty and confidence. So that gives me, a reliability that I can, once it taps, I can go ahead and, instantly execute. And so there's different, areas and confluences that we can look at. With these streams, I hope to, meet a lot of those conditions where we can, and I have actually, shown on the streams where we may have to instantly execute because it may be a perfect, to the T range, and it will reverse, right? The direction will reverse in our favor. So you can see here again, respecting the range. But even then, again, I'm not confident in taking this setup, just because I need that little breathing room below the range. Now, if price continues to come up here and, maybe, to the middle and top end of the range, then I may just remove this whole idea of buy stops, right? Because then it may just, if it does come back down, it may just push all the way down below the range, right? So we also have to look at that. If the range is not following our game plan, especially a 20 pip range, it's not going along, and only a certain time we have for GJ to fulfill the range, not only because of the session, but because how price is moving, we may just altogether remove the idea of buy stops. And one more thing beyond that is majority of the time, I would say about 85, 90% of the time, you will see ranges that are respected and you are able to execute or find a range that is in perfect order and that you will be able to, have a setup for. But on the odd week, there may be one day of the week where you may not get it for for a single session. So we may not get the setup ready for, let's say, for example, today, London session, even though we got it for the previous 3 days, we may get a setup for New York session or pre-New York session, right? But for, whether it's London session or New York session, normally I've been able to get setups almost every single day and find, these ranges that work. But on the odd week, again, there may be one day or one session in a given day that we may not be able to find a setup, right? To our, to our liking. So this setup, again, could have worked, right? Nearly hit our TP. Our TP was going to be 20 pips, but 19 is, a fair game. But I played it safer. And we didn't lose or we didn't win. So that's perfectly fine as well. And again, personally, it would be a win because the price didn't come to where I would like it to. So I followed my game plan, and we didn't execute that trade. All right, so we see GJ pushing down here. Can we get some room here? So again, this might be the last time I try to see if GJ can push down here. If it doesn't and it comes back up, then I'm going to remove this idea and we may not get a setup for today for London session. So let's see what happens here. Again, USD CAD is still in that small zone. So we're getting GJ here to push down. Going to continue the push. Okay, so that's at the lowest mark right now for this range. Let's see. Okay, so current candle did not open with the wick. We can expect a push down, and then I may go ahead and enter a buy stop. Let's see. See the 1 hour EMA as well. It's out there. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to do this very fast now. So to activate this, or not activate, sorry, just to enter this. Again, if you use desktop, it's pretty fast. So when this turns blue, I mean, of course, I'm going to announce it on the stream as well. But when you guys see blue, it means it's going to be active. So waiting for price to just drop. So to maybe fill up this, create a wick on the bottom end of this current candle. As soon as it does that, it will be, about 4.5, 5 pips below our entry, which will be perfect to enter. But again, if GJ pushes back up, I'm going to remove this idea altogether because it's not aligning with and not moving along how we or I would like it here, right? So CSD CAD here. About to tap the 50-minute EMA. GJ again is pushing. Again, certainly would like to enter here so we can get at least the one entry for the session. You know, we're about almost an hour and a half into the stream. All right, we may get it here. Again, I understand that there is a 8 to 10 second lag on YouTube. So when I do mention that I'll be in this trade, you guys will still have to wait 8 to 10 seconds. So see to it how price appears below the range here, and then you can make that decision, like I will for myself. But to correct the 8 to 10 second delay on YouTube, I am going to be making an exclusive group in which I will send out charts and potential setups outside of London session, outside of the stream hours, and even pre-stream. I'm getting a lot of setups, and I do tend to get a lot of setups prior to the stream as well, which of course I don't really show here because this stream is just for the session for the setups that happen within the stream timing. But there are some setups, even the longer swing setups, I will be sharing in an exclusive group, which I might open up by the end of this month. And in that, when I do stream for London session, I will have Zoom open up as well. So once I do, share that link again for Zoom, there will be no lag, right? So you'll know instantly at that exact time when I'm entering. So we'll have the Zoom open with all the exclusive members while we're streaming on YouTube as well. So look out for that if you are interested. I'll have more details, near the end of the month. So again, that'll be one benefit, to join the group as well, that you'll have live entries even during the stream hours, and you'll also have access to other potential setups that form prior to the session or after the session. Okay, so G is coming down now. Again, there's 4 minutes left on the 30-minute candle. Still trying to get GJ to push down so we can go ahead and execute the buys here. All right, here it comes. Let's see. Okay. So all right, here it is. Again, we're about 4 minutes away from the 30-minute opening. The new candle. Let's see where it is. Okay. So now you got to see now we have a 30-minute candle opening approaching. And if price reaches our target zone for, to enter our buy stops, now do I wait for that 30-minute candle closure or do I see? So on the higher time frame, now you can see that it's a good area of support. But let's see if GJ gives us a little bit more of a push down, so we can go ahead and enter here, or at least enter our buy stops. Alrighty, it's a quick glimpse of USD CAD, but GJ is a focus. Okay, we're not in this yet, guys. Waiting for GJ to come down in this area. There's 2 minutes left for the 30-minute candle closure. I may wait depending on how price moves here in the next minute or so. The last thing I want is for our buy stops to be activated prior to the 30-minute candle closure, and then we get a big 30-minute candle, pushing down to create a potential fake out or wick, right? So it might be in our best interest to wait. And these are where critical decisions are made in real time. And me being, again, a full-time day trader, I love this, right? I live for this. Alrighty. 1 minute left. So probably a good idea to just wait. So we could see again a new 30-minute candle opening here, push down, and then make it move up. Unless it already has plans to move up prior to that, but I don't think so. There's a lot of wicks here. Could definitely come down here. Definitely a possibility. Okay, here's a new 30-minute candle. We're looking at the 30-minute time frame here. Will it push down or no? Need one more push down here. It may just not, right? So that might leave us with no entry for the session at the moment. And just have to be a little more patient. Still looking to see if, again, GJ can come down here. Come down here in this zone. Larger wick here, and then, come back up. So again, you can see here that if, let's say, for example, we did instantly execute this order here, right? So if it was an instant execution, you could see the uncertainty with the new 30-minute candle opening is that, again, it can push down, right? We don't want to just enter just to be in small profit to just lose out and be in drawdown, right? We want to enter a trade at the right time. And so placement is key, but also we want to make sure we leverage or level off our risk as well, right? We don't want to increase our risk just to enter a setup, right? It's just not the safe way or profitable way of trading. And I'm talking about long term here, not short term. All right, so this is the anticipated push that I'm looking for. Again, below these two last wicks, and that will be my certainty to enter the buy stops. Again, GJ making us wait today. USD CAD coming down. Okay, so USD CAD is making a push down now. Okay. Could come down to fill up this non-wick candle. And again, if GJ does come back up here, then I'm not going to entertain the buy stops anymore. And we'll look to see if there's any entries with USD CAD. If not, then that'll be it for the stream today. Right? If we're not getting the correct movement and safer placement for the buy stops, then rather be safe here. Yeah, GJ definitely, USD CAD definitely is pushing down here, potentially to fill up this non-wick candle. Let's look at on the 1 hour here. All right, so let's just be a little patient here. Let's see. All right, guys. So still watching GJ here. So you could see now it's in this small consolidation zone here, right here. So it's what, 7, 8, 9 pips. We can certainly see price come down. So again, this will be our last kind of push to see if we can take an entry here. We don't want to drag it too long. USD CAD is making its way up. Let's see here. Okay, there goes GJ again. See the 1 hour. Yeah, we can definitely complete this range if GJ comes down here. Like it's definitely probable. That's why I'm still looking at seeing if I can execute here. But need that spike down now, right? Because GJ is right around the top end or just above the bottom end of the range. You can certainly see it come down here in this area and then set the buy stops. I think we can get a very favorable position here if GJ does indeed come down here, right? You can see a lot of close calls here. But I would like to mention it, one thing here, that you see how many times GJ came down here. But what happened was, look, it's still stuck. It's stuck in this consolidation zone. So if we were to, instantly execute here, around any of these wicks here, below our, potential entry here, even let's just say, even if our spread is low, which it is, even if that's the case, we would have been stuck here. Price would have been, again, trying to, come up here, but again, coming back down, coming up here. We don't want that type of range, right? We want a clean entry, a safe entry, and then a clean move up, right? Or down, depending on if it's a sell stop or buy stop. So you can see here, if we did instantly execute, we'd be stuck in this. We have the EMA tab, can come right back down, and then we're in drawdown, or we hit break even. That's not the ideal setup or ideal time, that we would execute here, right? We need the price to fall below for that big reversal to push up, right? We may get that in the next one here. But let's see here. Again, GJ is creating the small range, in this consolidating area here. Let's see USD CAD. So USD CAD is trying to come back up now. Potentially tap the EMA this time on the 15-minute time frame, and then 30 minutes it is at the top end of the range. Now, I'll tell you guys one more thing here. Now, because it's at the, right above the bottom end of the range, for me to feel confident to, set the buy stops, I need the price to at least dip not only 4 or 5 pips below our entry, but at least 8 to 9 pips. I want to be more confident now, because if prices were revolving around, the bottom end, it could certainly push down, come up, and then go back down, right? So to avoid this, I want a bigger push for GJ to come down. And then if it comes back up, I have more certainty that it can complete the range, right? So instead of a push down here, I'm going to look for a push somewhere in this area now, right? Slightly below. So this is just to increase or lower our risk and increase safety, right? So this is a valuable hint that and advice that I'm providing here, that in these scenarios when you see price, right at the bottom end of the range and it continues to wick. Look at that, the 5 minute, there's 50 minute here as well. By looking at the pattern, we may get, GJ when it does come down here, it may just push all the way down. So I want a bigger push down now for GJ for me to be confident, so it does set the buy stops. So not looking just for GJ to come right here, which is about 4 or 5 pips below, maybe down here, and then I can get the certainty to, set the buy stops here for the price to continue up. Okay, we can see GJ, so USD CAD push with GJ. It's the last 50-minute candle before the hour closes. We've been patient here for today. It's coming back up here again. And I did mention earlier in the stream that if again it pulls somewhere in this area, then this idea of the buy stops is going to be too far off. If it rides down from here, maybe the tap and comes back down, then I can still consider this. But if it comes all the way to the top end of the range here, it's going to give me less conviction. You can see here that if it goes right back up here, then the better idea would probably be to look for the sells rather than the buys here. But let's see what it does here. Seems to be rejecting here, but again, we're just gonna have to wait here. And again, USD CAD is still stuck in this consolidation zone again, right? Still did not tap the 50-minute EMA. And GJ is coming up here. Will it reject? I mean, there is the hour EMA as well here, right? So it can come here and then tap and come down. But if it does not do that, then again, not going to be convincing for me to settle with the buy stop idea. Still just over 10 minutes left before the hour closes. But we do not have anything formidable yet. Still going to wait. Alrighty, so we're entering, into the next hour after London opening. And price has just pushed up, right? So again, considering our range, this is a perfect range, trade here. So we had two chances here. But again, for the reasons that I mentioned, I'm not trying to increase our risk. I would like to lower our risk for each setup during the streams. But nonetheless, this was definitely a great range setup here. That again could have been tradable, but the risk would have been slightly increased. Now we got the new hour opening. Let me see where USD CAD is. Okay, it's down here. We're getting a big GJ push now. Okay. Now I'm gonna remove this buy stops. Now I'm gonna see here. Can we activate sell stops here at 183? Let's see where it's at right now, price. So 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3. Can we get price pushing back down? Okay, this is getting interesting. Okay. Let's see. So what is it at right now? 950. Let's go around 920. Okay, so not activated yet, but we're looking to see at 920. So price is, let's wager out here. 920 is right here. So price is at what, 4.5 pips right now above. No, I'm gonna let it push further. I'm not gonna set the sell stops yet. I need to see a bigger push because this might just go straight up, right? So avoiding that. Let's see, this is a little tricky here. Could again continue to reject here as a 30-minute as well. But can we get one push up before I enter here? USD CAD is coming down. Again, I could definitely see GJ coming up here, right? So do we have a non-wick candle here? Yep. So we have a non-wick candle here. I'm going to put just here. I'm just going to see where this lines up with where GJ is. Ooh, okay. GJ definitely rejected here. Ooh, okay. Did we miss the setup as well? It's a 15-minute here and the 30-minute. Alrighty. Playing very, very safe today. Alright, so if we did take the setup, what would it be at 920? So 6-7 pips. But again, I'm gonna wait out to see, right? So again, if this does not get to us, then today we've just missed both setups because the one for the buy stops, that one was too close to our entry point, right? Which would have activated the sell stop almost immediately. And I've mentioned, why it would have been a little higher risk. And for the sell stops, again, it's the opening of the hour. Could have seen still could see a push, even up to this non-wick candle here. So there's certainty, and even the higher time frame, you could see the 4 hours, the 4 hour. So look at that. So the 4 hours lining up with the non-wick, right? So yes, so this was not something that I'll be looking to um, buy, or sorry, sell here. So let it come. It could definitely come up to this area right here, 17 pips. So we could definitely see price coming up to here. I mean, definitely the range can extend here as well. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. Push down here. Again, it's always good to adjust your ranges here as well. And it's best that for your the range or the time frame that you're trading in, right? For that, at least you have a clear vision of the touches on the bottom and of the candles on the top and bottom of the range and within. So considering this adjustment here where price did come up to, it's only a mere 7-8 pips. So if price were to reach the exact area that it did reach at the beginning of this hour, which is somewhere in the last 6 minutes, only 7-8 or pips above, we have a non-wick candle that can fill up and a 4-hour EMA tap. So there's certainty that the price can come up. So, now in that manner, I could look to take sells once price reaches this area right here, right? So the red line here is a good indicator of setting sell stops. Again, if price pushes up, no problem. Our sell stops won't get activated. But if price reaches back here, we could definitely see the move down here, right? So that's a good choice here that we didn't enter either. Again, continue to follow your plan, even if you miss a setup. We also have actually another non-wick candle here. That is almost about 13 pips from the red line here, which is the non-wick candle fill zone. Okay, so again, it's battling the EMA taps here right now, right? So now again, if price does reach this red line, this zone here, which certainly it can fill up the non-wick candle with the 4-hour EMA tap, again higher time frame EMA. Now if it does reach this level, can it reach, this non-wick candle here, right? So that's the next question, and we're going to have to wait and see to see if price does reach here first, and then on to the next area, next zone. So let's move this on the side for now. It's just an idea. I don't want any viewers to be confused. Alrighty. All right, GJ is making its way up. Can we get a stronger push? The next 50-minute candle closes in 4 minutes. All right, it's coming right up to the top of the end of the range. Will it cross it as well? Alrighty. Just a couple of minutes left before the 50-minute candle closure. Some ideas are that it can, close in the range. So we just got 1 minute left now, and the next candle can push up, tap the red line here, and the EMA and then potentially come down. But again, you can see strong bullish momentum on the higher time frame. But nonetheless, they can still respect the range, and we're going to play safe here. All right, here comes a 50-minute candle opening. All right, here is the 50-minute time frame here, so you can see. I mean, this candle, this range is being really respected right to the T. So that's a good sign. However, we do have a 4-hour EMA right above the range, right? So that wouldn't give me confidence to even sell here. Even the instant execution, if I were to do it, it wouldn't give me the confidence here. Now, if the 4-hour is lining up right at the top end of the range, like exactly to the T, yeah, that would definitely give me some confidence, and may have executed the instant execution here, but currently no. The 4-hour is waiting above. Look at the wicks on the 4-hour time frame. Can definitely come up here. Now the only thing is, if prices come up here, there's another non-wick candle here on, I believe that's the daily candle. Yeah, so the current daily candle has no wick. So that's another area of contention here, because we are about to close out the 4-hour candle as well in the next 45 minutes or so. So maybe the higher time frame is going to, be a better setup than the shorter time frame here, especially since we have stretched out the session, right? We had a few plays here, the buy and another buy here, right? So this long here for GJ would have done it, but again, we needed a little bit of movement here. If we had maybe a 3 or 4 pip move here down here, we could have got this move. But again, normally that will happen. That will be the case. I believe this is the only session, all week that we haven't been able to capture a single trade yet. But I did mention earlier in the stream that normally we will achieve at least a single setup, at least for 4 out of the 5 days, right? So we may not, the odd day or the odd session, we may not get a setup in place. I mean, we nearly had it today, but normally we will be able to capture, 5 setups, at least 5 setups, or at least a setup each given session. And USD CAD is also stuck in this consolidation zone. If you're, let's zoom it in here. You can see it's stuck in this. And here is USD GJ still. You could say that's rejecting the 30-minute EMA here, but there is a 4-hour EMA waiting above, so we have to be patient with this. And again, this is what trading is about, right? You have to be disciplined. You have to follow your plan of action. You don't want to um, enter on FOMO. You don't want to execute ahead of time, you know, skipping steps. Be patient. So some of the things that will be, seen in the stream is that I also practice a lot of discipline, right? So discipline, you have a game plan, you have your ideas, your biases. They can change. Of course, you don't always want to stick to one bias and that's it. When things don't go according to your plan, changing your bias is not a negative thing, right? So you should never hold a bias to just one side and, kind of be overconfident with it. And if the flip side happens, it may, mess with your psychology, right? The mental. So you want to be patient, you want to be disciplined, you want to follow your plan. It shouldn't hurt you if we miss the setup, right? Like for me, it's a breeze of air, right? Fresh air, in fact. That if we didn't capture the setup, it's fine, right? We could have got this buy, and then we could have got this long again. It's fine. It's no issue, right? Because we know, or at least I know, that I will be getting setups here 80 to 90% of the time each week, right? So setups will always come. You just have to follow your plan each time, right? And the more you follow your plan, you'll start, and you begin to see you'll eventually become profitable in that manner, right? Following your game plan, avoiding FOMO, being disciplined, and analyzing the charts actively and watching how the pair moves in that given session and sticking to one or two pairs, right? So, I mean, you can see that I only look at USD CAD and GJ. I'm not worried about 10 other pairs. Keep it simple. Strategy is simple. And just follow your game plan. So I presented my game plan, throughout the stream. It can change because, again, the bias can change. And again, we are, trading in a range where we see that, the price reverses, right? So our bias definitely changes if we miss a particular setup. Going one direction, we can look for, the other direction, but patiently and with discipline and following your game plan. All right, so now price is, at the tip of the top end of the range. Again, I would not execute here because I know that there is a 4-hour EMA above here, and price can come up to fill the non-wick candle here. Let me just show you guys here on the 5-minute time frame. You could see here, and just slightly above it is the 4-hour EMA. So I'm just gonna put it to there, but you can see here now in the higher time frame, you can see the price can definitely come and fill up this daily wick as well, or daily candle here as well, which has no wick. So that's the decision that I have to make here. That do I set up the sell stops? Price can again come down here, but then would it continue on its way up to fill up that non-wick candle on the daily? All right, so let's see how price moves. We have about 7 minutes left into closing out this 30-minute candle, but at the same time, the 4-hour candle closure is approaching as well. Right, so we do have a 4-hour EMA, but we also have 4-hour candle closing once this 30-minute candle, the next 30-minute candle closes. So it's everything's approaching very fast. But nonetheless, let's be patient and see what can be done. Now USD CAD here now is coming again for the I mean, 10th time here almost, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7, 8 time here. Nearly tapping the 50-minute EMA. It did earlier, about 2 hours ago. But it's coming back for that. And then there is a 30-minute EMA approaching. Slightly below the top end of the range that we've drawn out. So let's see if we can capture that. On the other hand, GJ, here is the 5-minute time frame. Okay, here comes the last 5-minute candle before the closure. Again, gotta be very, very patient here in these times, because we had near chances of entering, twice. And now we don't want to just, rush our last potential chance of an entry here, right? There's about 4 minutes left till, the 15 and 30-minute candle closure. Let's wait out to see what happens there. All right, so just a couple minutes left till the 30-minute opens. The new 30-minute candle opens, and you can see now price right at the top end of the range. Just circling that area. Now, can we see the anticipated push? And then I'll look to see. So we had the 1 and 1, 2 to 2, and then we'll look to see once price reaches this area, again, if it does, that we go ahead and set some sell stops here for GJ, right? So we could see it push up in this area and then come back down, and then we can maybe go for the um, final setup here, which would be the sells, GJ sells here. Now we got 1 minute left till the candle opening. So we got USD CAD here, still stuck in the zone again. GJ. All right, so GJ is making the push now. GJ is making that push. So close right at the top end of the range. Okay, so it's going there now. Okay. So now we're going to have to be very attentive here. And see now. So let's look at the 4 hour. So yeah, so oh, there he goes. Big push right to our target zone. So where's the sell stops? Oh, I haven't activated yet. I just want to see if there's a stronger push past that EMA. And oh yeah, it's pushing. Okay. Because you know it has this non-wick candle here as well, right? Let me just push that. It has a non-wick candle here as well. Can it get to that area? And that's how many pips away? About 12 pips away, not far off. Let me see here. There's USD CAD. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set sell stops here, guys. Yeah, I'm going to set sell stops here. So I'm going to change the color to blue. And that means they're activated now. Not activated, but they're entered. So GJ sell stops at 183.920. So we're looking for 920. Actually, sorry, let's bring it above. I'm gonna slightly modify this now. So again, if you're using desktop MT4, MT5, you can just drag, you know, the limit order. Let me see how many pips above it is. So let's do 980. Or let's keep it at 970 actually. Yeah, let's do 970. 970. All right. So we've set some sell stops here. We set some sell stops at 970 for GJ. Waiting to activate this. And we're going to look for, where's the 30-minute end? Yeah, it's going to be a small target here. I think 15 pips. That's what I'm trying to get. Yeah, 15 and 15 pips. All right, so we're not yet activated nearly. It's gonna be another 5-minute candle closure right now. So GJ sell stops at 183,970. We have a 15 pip TP, 183,820, and our stop loss is set at 184,120. Now price is still about 6-7 pips away. It did get as close as 4 pips away. Yeah, so just 3.84 pips away. We have these sell stops ready. Let's see. Again, look, you can see that how it tapped and filled up that non-wick candle. Will we get it pushed down? Now I'm anticipating that if the price does hit our stops here, that it does before the 5-minute 4-hour candle closure at 5 a.m. Eastern time here, which we have about 25 minutes left. So if it does not activate prior to that time, then I may remove the sell stops and we're going to call it a session. If it does, then we will proceed. All right, so it's going to be 15 pip stop loss with a 15 pip TP. Sell stops are set at 183,970, and the trade has not activated. It's not activated yet. It hasn't. Price has not tapped our sell stops here. Again, price can definitely continue. It can continue towards this next target, which is 184.180, as there is a non-wick candle, which is actually how the day. That's a daily candle, right? You can see that it opened up with no wick, so you can definitely push all the way back up. That's a certainty, but let's see if GJ comes down. We're trying to get a small target here, 15 pips, and here comes GJ. So we got our 15 pips stop loss and TP right there. Okay, here it comes. Nearly activating our stops. It's about 3 pips away. So again, this is why it's important to have a low spread account, just in case it can just tap it and just go right back up against us. So when spread is low, these type of things won't occur, right? So, but again, even then, if you had a high spread account, I suppose it's not as bad as 3 pips now. So it's still didn't tap our price because it came as close as 3 pips from our entry. These stops are set at a good point. But let's see if there's another push down from GJ. And let's see here. Okay, here comes a push. And did not activate mine. Still 2.5 pips away. And here it comes. Still 2 pips away. And my trade is active now. Okay, so I just activated our sell stops. So again, we're looking at a small target here. Small target. We got another 5-minute candle closure and a new 5-minute candle opening. Will it push? All right, let's see here. CSD CAD. All right, let's see if we get a big, bearish push with the next candle opening. We're about 4 minutes away from a 50-minute candle closure. Again, not a large target. Okay, it's coming into near our entry, now into profit. Let's see here. Can we get one big push from GJ? You can see really respected this range here. But can we get another push down? It's kind of battling the entry here. So USD CAD here. It's kind of stuck in that consolidation zone. And GJ is right around entry. Into profit again. Okay, now we're getting a little push. Okay, we're getting a nice push. Nice. Look at that. Look at that. Pushing right down. So we could see that it may tap the 30-minute and 50-minute EMA. Yep. Looking at that. Looking to get another push down. If we can get another strong push, we could even see price coming down to the bottom end of the range, right? So if let's say, for example, it does tap the 50-minute and 30-minute EMA, I'll look to move stops to break even, and if it continues to push, maybe close off 50% at the target and let the runners run up to the bottom end of the range. But that all depends on how this current candle, 50-minute candle, closes. So can we continue that push down? Certainly has good indication here. Okay, here it may come. Again, I'm looking at the 50-minute candle. If it can come down and close in this zone here, we can certainly hit our target and move our stops to break even, right? We need a little bit of breathing room because if the price closes around this area, it's going to simply stop us out our break even if we move our stops right now, right? And again, you may see some streamers um, that the price comes into 4 or 5 pips in profit and they move it to break even, and then when they get stopped out, they call it break even, and that's just they're just doing it for the streams. They're not really doing it for actual profitable trading, right? Again, this is not just any video game here. We're actually trying to make some money here, right? So if you're serious about trading, you have to have a plan, but that plan has to be structured as well. It can't just be for gimmicks. All right, here's the new 50-minute candle. Again, no wick. Can we get a little bit larger push down? No wick on the current candle, so it can definitely come back up. That's not a good indication. Hmm. Again, this is the last 50-minute candle prior to the 4-hour candle closure. Seeing if it can give us a big push here. If it can, it's going to come right back into drawdown here. Let's see. So it's a little away from the 50-minute EMA tab and the 30-minute as well, including the 1 hour down below there. Yeah, if it can certainly cross these wick areas on the 5 minutes, 5 minute time frame, we can definitely see. We can definitely see to close out, move our stops. But we need a little bit of breathing room right now. Again, it's not a large target. It's only 15 pips for TP here, for at least TP1. Again, GJ wants to make that push down, but it's just stuck in this wick area right now in the lower time frame. I mean, I could definitely see it come down here. Right, it definitely wants to. All right. Can we get a little more push? I think we can. But again, the current candle has no wick, so it can definitely flick back up. But if we can get a nice push here, what are we at now right here? It's about what, 5-6 pips? It's only a 15 pip TP. Can we get a push down here? USD CAD. It's coming back up. I mean, I definitely think it can come down to this zone here. It's definitely leaning to push that way. And again, this can all transpire before the 50-minute candle closes, right? So even if the 50-minute candle has no wick right now, it can come down in this zone, tap this, and then come back up before the closure. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a power move down here, and I may consider closing all out here. Of course, it'll be in profit, and not hitting the TP, but here it might come here. Let's see. There's about 1 minute left before the 5-minute candle closure as well. But this is huge now. If we get that big push, we can definitely see that the price can, get really close to our target here. Here it comes. Look at that. One more push. Here, did I cross the 15-minute? Okay, so I just tapped the 15-minute EMA and the 30-minute. But it's pushing down. It's pushing down. I mean, I think it can come all the way down. Get one more push here. So the candle closure for 5 minutes is coming up. Let's see. A lot of decisions here. Okay. Here it comes. I think what were we at when it came down to the wick? It was about what, 8 pips in. So that would have been about half of our target. Okay, big push up. So it definitely filled up the non-wick candle. Can it continue its move down? I mean, the current candle has no wick either. The current 5-minute candle. Can it continue to move down and tap into the area that it was at earlier? Okay, here it comes. Let's look at the 50-minute, 30-minute. There's the 1 hour EMA waiting below as well. So USD CAD here. Okay, USD CAD is pushing down. So look at the 1 hour. Okay. It definitely pushed down. But it's just stuck at such a significant area right now. You see USD CAD is pushing down here heavy. Could come down to fill up this non-wick candle. And GJ is coming back up. Right at break even now. Into profit now. But you can see certain times now why I didn't want to move my stops to break even. It's just that it didn't give me that confidence. That the trade pushed all the way down for me to be confident that the trade can push down further, right? So, I mean, it doesn't mean that GJ can't come all the way back up, right? It could definitely save you from that, but with the way GJ is going right now, it can definitely give us a push down. One strong push, and the 1 hour EMA is waiting below here. And I could tap into that. We got another 5-minute candle coming. Can I bring its weight down? Okay, I got a question. What do you use as confluences? So again, there's a variety of confluences that we can use. There's definitely market structure. There's EMAs, EMA taps. There's the way candles open, close, non-wicks on candles. And okay, here we have GJ coming down. So we can cross this. Looking to tap the 1 hour. It's right below. So again, if we do achieve our target, I'm thinking to close out. So adjusting the TP here to close out 50% and letting the rest run. But because it's at the 4 hour candle closure, I don't feel as confident anymore. So what are we now at? This is 10 pips in profit. Okay, let's give it another push. Okay, it's a new 5-minute candle opening. Okay, if we can get one more push, I'll close out everything. Let's see. Well, 7 pips in profit. I still got about 4 minutes before the 4 hour candle closure. So that's a big, volume that can kick in. So I'm just going to decide in the next minute or so. So I don't anticipate on holding on for this any longer, meaning it pushing down, but I'm definitely seeing that we can achieve this target here. So we still have the 1 hour EMA tap below. It's rejecting the 5-minute right now. All right, guys, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait out for 1 more minute and then possibly close out everything. Because now it's rejecting the 5-minute here. Last chance here. So just 1 more minute. And it's going to close out either everything or wherever it stands. Again, we do have a little breathing room because of, the candle closure is still in 3 minutes. So we do have that breathing room, right? So at any time before then, I might want to make a move here. And if it's rejecting the 5-minute again, the 5-minute EMA, what are we about? 9 pips in profit. Again, it's a 15 pip target, so it's not a large target, so to speak. And just 3 minutes shy of the 4 hour candle closure. All right, guys. I'm going to, let's see if we can get that push. Otherwise, I close out. So I just have my finger on the trigger right now to close out. It's got 2 minutes left before the 4 hour candle closure. So can I get that big push or do we close? Critical decisions here. All right, guys, I closed out here. So 9 pips in profit out of 15, closed out. So this trade is done for me. And there's about 1.5 minutes left before the candle closure or the 4 hour candle closure. And that's how the 4 hour has closed, or it's going to close, right? So 9 pips in profit. We patiently waited. And I hope, If there's anybody in the chat that did enter, could you type one? What's the risk to reward? So again, always the minimum is going to be 1 to 1. So ideally, I look at the range, right? At the range in hand. So right now we had about 28 pip range. We normally had a 20 pip range, or we did have a 20 pip range, but it got extended there. You can look at this scenario here that we had a lot of EMA taps, right, in play, right? You can see how price is moving back. The 5-minute EMA was pretty strong in this manner, right? So in this case, we kept it lower. Our risk to reward, we kept it lower, 15 pips, because of these confluences here. And no matter what, regardless, our minimum risk to reward will be 1 to 1, right? So you can watch some of the previous live streams. You'll always see that the minimum risk was 1 to 1. Sometimes we'll capture the 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 risk rewards, but the minimum is always going to be 1 to 1, right? We never want to have a higher risk and a lower profit target. Sometimes we may close in a less than 1 to 1. Like right now, we close 9 out of 15 pips. But that's fine because look, we are approaching a large candle closure. No, I did not have a 9 pip stop. I had a 15 pip stop with a 15 pip TP. So when I end the stream, you can watch back the stream. And I mentioned both, right? So you can see that I had that, but because we had a 4-hour candle opening, I made sure that I close out because of the constant rejection of the 5-hour EMA here, right? So we had some confluences in order, and some things to track, where we can close out. So these EMA taps can be significant, right? And you can see how it played in our decision to close out, right? Otherwise, we would have lost out maybe how many pips here, and then the play could have dragged on, could have hit break even, and we would have no profit and, call it a day, right? And if you didn't adjust your stops, it could have gone into drawdown as well. We don't know what happens here, but let's see. I'll stick here for another 5 or 10 minutes to see what happens with the price. It is a new 4-hour candle, so it can go either way. You could see here that the price can come up to tap the EMA again and continue up, or it can push down. We don't know, right? So because of that lack of knowledge of where the price can move, because it's in the middle of the range, it's not a good point to be in. So we got out in good time, and for all those that did take the trade with me, congrats. I hope you closed out, or if you didn't, you're still in profit, but close out with a good decision, right? So you want to make sure why you're closing out at that specific point. Of course, I mentioned it during the stream, but over time, you should start building your own ways of where you want to close out and have the understanding, but following that same game plan. All right, so we'll see how, I just want to see if price reaches break even, or if price reaches our profit target, what happens with the price. So let's stick around for another 5-10 minutes, and then we can close the stream. But it'll be interesting to see where price heads. Again, if it does push down, it's going to respect the current range, which has been highly respecting it throughout our stream. In fact, it made us miss because of such an exact, stop here, and a reversal here. It actually made us miss this potential buy that we had, an idea of, right? Okay, I'm not sure if I understand your question. What will you do with this info? What price to now? Okay, so again, there is uncertainty because it's a large candle opening, right? It's a 4-hour candle opening, the largest one typically in a given day. So right now, I'm not in the setup, right? So for me, it doesn't matter where price goes. If it respects the range, it can come down here, right? So this range, 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and the third touch had the jump up here, which was explained why it would come up here, right? And now it can come down here to tap this, and that would complete the range. But because this is a new candle opening, this could come down here. There's a 1 hour EMA tap here as well, right there. And it can continue its way up. It can come tap here and continue its way up. There's a 4 hour EMA tap. And then later on, you could see that there's a non-wick candle. This is a daily candle here, which has no wick. So the price can certainly come back up here as well. There's a lot of things that can happen here. Today we have, let me just remove this. Today we have a lot of red folder events coming up for USD CAD, as you can see here. On Forex Factory, you can see there's a Euro News, high impact right after New York opening. And then half an hour after New York opening, you have a lot of folder events as PPI, retail sales, unemployment claims. So a lot of uncertainty with how price can move, including GJ as well. So you just have to be careful here. But you can see now we would have been stuck here if we were still in this trade. Not sure of where the price will head, as it's a brand new candle. And yeah, let's see. So it can respect the range, or it can continue its way up. Or come down to tap this and potentially move its way back up. But I wouldn't be going for those sells, as normally when there's 3 touches on either end, that should be completing the range, and then the accuracy of it reaching the other end lowers, right? So then your risk increases. So you have to be careful there. Do I trade New York session as well? So yes, I am a full-time day trader. So I do trade both sessions at times, not always. Do I stream both sessions? No, right? So currently I actually have a Telegram group in which I did a vote, and majority, wanted the London session. So that's why I appear during the London session streams. I am open to doing New York session streams in the future, but not both in a given day. So for now, no. But I will, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I will be opening up an exclusive group, possibly by the end of the month, and in which I share, entries from either session. So if, for example, if I stream London session, I may send out some entries and charts for New York session, right? But that's nothing right now. Everything is just going to be London session for now. Whatever you see during the stream is what I provide in terms of just free knowledge, right? Yeah. But do check out the previous streams. You can see that we've had, a lot of wins and TPs. Again, it's because we play very, very safe, right? And even though we are trading very safely, it doesn't mean that we won't get as many setups. This strategy, the way the chart, the range works, and this is for any market, the way the range works is that you'll get potentially a lot of entries, because it always will consolidate, right? But what we've tracked here is, with this strategy, what I've tracked is that within a consolidation, within a consolidating period, there are going to be exact ranges. And that's what we capture here. And you guys can see here, it tapped exactly to our target, right? So it crossed the 1 hour EMA and literally tapped our take profit here. Yeah. Do I have a winning rate of 75% of a 1-to-1? So currently, overall, you can see the stream record. I have to update it for today's setup. But for currently, we have, for September, I have 9 wins now, right? 9 and I think 2 losses. So 9 and 2, you can do the math. There's no break evens. That's 81.8, so 82% for September. What would my win rate be if it was a 1 to 2 risk? Again, I can't answer that because again, every setup, every range is different, right? So you have to follow that first. Um, I'm not here to do 1 to 2 setups here for a range that's too small to cover a 1 to 2 setup, right? Price and pairs, they always need a breathing room as well. So you have to account for that. So every setup would not be a 1 to 2, right? It may be a 1 to 1 and then it reverses direction, right? So trading within the range means that you're anticipating that the price will reverse eventually at some given point, depending on the size of the range. And at that point, um, you can't always capture 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 and so forth. So yesterday we captured a 1 to 3 setup, but that's not going to happen every day. And you have to be ready for that, right? And you're not only ready, but you have to be aware of that as well. But you guys can see how efficient this profit target was as it tapped it and, potential price reversal. It doesn't mean that the price might not continue down, but you could see you don't want to be trapped in such a way where, you know, um, you had a larger target and then boom, it reverses. You can see now it's rejecting the 1 hour EMA and it could potentially move all the way back up here, right? It can move all the way back up here and then come up here as well, right? But again, these are just ideas here, nothing concrete. And for these, specifically for these streams, I'm not here to, talk about the larger time frame setups. This is just for the shorter time frame setups that we can capture within the given session. So London session it is. I would like to, just make sure that we can find setups within that because we can, because I've done this before over and over again for years. Now I'm presenting it to the world, right? And again, if you are interested, in following the system and strategy, I do have a course as well. You can check the description. It'll lead you to that. And yep, that's that. As okay, so now we did, clear our TP, our intended TP, even though we closed out, 4, 5, 6 pips early. You can see that it was still well put, right? And let's see. But this range has been just an amazing range, an exact range today, right? 1 to 1, 2 to 2. We had this right here. We had this push up, but this was all explained in the earlier in the stream. Why price would come up here. There's a 4 hour EMA, there's a non-wick candle, and price can come back down. Once price got here, we set our sell stops in such a safe fashion, and price dipped all the way down to our intended target. Even though we closed out 4 or 5 pips shy, nonetheless we got about 70% of the trade overall, right? So if this was a 1 to 1, let's say on a $100,000 account, instead of making $1,000, we would have made about $700 on this setup, right? Not bad for a setup, that we patiently waited for and was perfectly executed. Right, so we'll end off the stream here. Another win for the week. That gets us to just a 1 loss for the week, and I don't remember the exact amount of wins. I think maybe 5 or 6 wins for the week, or possibly more. And yeah, so we'll call off the stream here. Thank you for everyone for joining and watching and observing and potentially taking the setups as I did myself. As you guys know, everything is done live here in real time. I appreciate everyone. I will be back for another session tomorrow, which will wrap up our 5 days a week schedule. And I look forward to seeing you guys all there tomorrow, right? Take care and safe trading as always.